Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. That's what I want to express to y'all. It doesn't matter what you know or what you don't know. There are some that are more applicable in certain places and some that are more applicable in other places. Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Ken Morgan Experience. You came back today. We got a great one. We're talking about martial arts, something near and dear to my heart, and we're going to see different systems, how they interplay, and give them a little ranking system. Remember, disclaimer, this is just my opinion. My opinion. I don't need people to start throwing nunchucks and fireballs when I'm walking down the damn street. It's like, yo, I heard your ranking and my kung fu is better than yours. Like, all right, come on. Just an opinion. I hope you enjoy. We're going to start with the one that's near and dear to my heart. I'm always going to put this at the top, and that's Kenpo, American Kenpo, handed down from Ed Parker to Larry Tatum to the great illustrious Dave Pantano to me, now 4th-degree black belt, Kenpo, karate, Kenpoist. I'm really feeling good about that, The reason why I really like Kenpo is because it has a lot of practical applications, You can use it street fights, you can use it in different settings, because it's relevant to the times, Not saying about any of the traditional Kenpo, traditional martial arts, but Kenpo is fact and reality based. That's why I like it so much, And everything about Kenpo, everything is a strike. Even when you're blocking, even when you're, everything is a strike. Intercepting, everything is a strike. So there's no wasted energy, no wasted momentum. And that's exactly why I like it. And it's steeped in tradition, It has the karate aspect, so you have to learn your forms, You have to make sure you have your stance work right. Man, I love Kenpo. And that's why it always be super S for me. All right, the next one we're going to do is my favorite, boxing. I'm an Ali fan, I'm a Tyson fan. That's when boxing was good. The stuff today, I like it today, but it's, I don't know. There's a flair for the old stuff that I liked. But boxing, you always got to use your hands. It's the first, thing you use, Today you have, either Kenpo, Kung Fu, jujitsu, you can do stuff like that. But when you got the traditional sweet science of boxing, boom, that is amazing, I watch a lot of boxing matches because I really am a fan of the boxing, the movement. I think even Mike Tyson now has a program where he's teaching people how he moved under his old coach. I don't want to ruin his name, but he taught him the way to be a champion, how to do it, because his coach was an old fighting coach style, back in Rocky Marciano in those days, So, but yeah, boxing, man, the fast hands, and boxing has a huge, rich history. That's what I like about it, boxing got a bad name from time to time, but just the science of it and everything of it is very relevant today because, you can't kick all the time. And if you got the faster hands and know how to put torque in that bad boy, you're going to be a monster. That's why boxing comes in I gave Kenpo an S, this comes in an A. All right, another one is near to dear to my heart. It's Krav Maga. Krav Maga is Israeli self-defense. I learned a lot from a bunch of the different teachers of it, and especially my teacher, Sensei Dave Pantano. He learned from a bunch of teachers, and he passed it down to me. I was versed enough so I can get my black belt in it, and I really cherish it, and I really appreciate it because not only is it's the basis for Israeli militaries, so it's tried and true. It's been tested on a daily basis, We always have great teachers, So my teachers fly to Israel to learn, and then they bring it back to us, and then we teach our students, So it is amazing, I have a lot of respect for those brothers over there, doing their thing, and and some of y'all probably asking, why did I put it in right after Kenpo? But I think that boxing, for me, like I said, my opinion, I think for me, it's boxing, then Krav Maga. Krav Maga is it's like, how do we call it? We call it Kenpo light. Because a lot of the same techniques, the same moves are called something else, but look the same thing as you cross from Kenpo to Krav Maga. That's why it's an easy system to go back and forth to. But yeah, Krav Maga definitely an third spot B, always for me. Muay Thai. When it comes to Muay Thai, I had a couple of great instructors, whether it's Gunsock from out there in New Jersey. He's doing real big things. He's undefeated in his craft. He's retiring now, and now he's teaching. He's a great guy. He's one of my mentors. He comes through, really steeped in tradition, all of his Muay Thai. And I learn something from him all the time. That's why I can't even put Muay Thai down in number 3 or number 2. It's definitely got to be, number 2, because Kenpo's always going to be 1. But right after that, it's right next to boxing, maybe in between boxing and Krav, but right up there, it's right up there in that sphere of awesomeness. You know, I've always liked the movies. What's a good one? The Raid Redemption. They have a lot of Muay Thai in that. You know, I don't know how much of that Muay Thai is for the screen and everything, but I really do like the Defender. You know, the doing with Tony Jaa and stuff like that. Yo, I used to love those movies. You know, they look low budget, but they were like so cool, like to watch. You know, man running up glass and backflipping and stuff like that. And a pair of Chucks. These are Chucks, dude. You know his feet was hurting. So, but yeah, man. Definitely Muay Thai. It's up there with boxing, you know, because I just can't put it any, you know, I can't put it lower than that. Jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is a good one, you know. I'm actually learning jiu-jitsu because I found out that my ground game is terrible, you know. A jiu-jitsu guy came in here. I fought the jiu-jitsu guy. I rolled around. They call it rolling, you know, when you train with the jiu-jitsu guy, you know, and I was doing it, and they always like twirled me up into a pretzel, like it was nothing. You know, not even just like the big dudes, like the smaller dudes that are like my size or, you know, a little bit smaller in stature. Dude, I put him in the chicken wing and everything. It's like, yeah, what you gonna do? And then he did something and flipped, and I was like screaming like a little woman, like a little girl in a pretzel on the ground. I was like, ah! Yeah, it was amazing, you know. But like, I really do like jiu-jitsu because a lot of, like 9 times out of 10, that's where the fight's gonna end, on the ground, you know. You know, you got to learn that ground game. You got to learn that ground game, you know, because you don't want to be on the ground still punching like you're standing up. You can't do that, you know, and that's why jiu-jitsu is a great ground fighting technique, you know, to definitely learn, hard to master. But I got a lot of good people that's teaching me, and I got a lot of good people that want to learn. So, you know, if I come up in the ranks, I'll definitely let y'all know. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, and tier list, I would definitely give it a good B, solid B++. You know, jiu-jitsu is amazing. You know, it is amazing. You know, it's tiring as hell. You know, when you're working with like a 290-pound dude laying on you, and you're like, ah, you know. But yeah, jiu-jitsu definitely get a good B++ for me. Yeah, I know a lot of jiu-jitsuists, and they are amazing. You know, I've always been a striking person. Like I said, I've always this is just my opinion. I've always been a striking person, standing up, blah 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 blah, boom. You know, jiu-jitsu. You know, you got to get down and dirty. You know, but I like to end the fight before it gets to the ground, you know, and that's what striking does. And that's the only reason, because jiu-jitsu as a system of self-defense is amazing, stand alone on its own, you know, that's amazing. Never take nothing away from jiu-jitsu. It's just that me as myself, because of my my build, I like to strike, you know, I like to strike, boom, boom, you know, if I can get you pow, pow, stumbling, and then I get up out of there, you know, I don't want to hit the ground. I really don't. Wrestling, whether it's Greco-Roman or the high school wrestling, you know, those are cool because everything's conditioning, everything snowballs into everything else. Because the young man in my sensei's son, he is a wrestler. He wrestles, and my sensei's other son, he wrestles, and they are great because when they hit that ground game, especially because they're going pro with theirs, once they hit that ground game, it's already embedded in them, you know. So because you go from wrestling to jiu-jitsu to standing up, boxing, you know, everything feeds off another one, you know. It is very tiring, but it is very conditioning. So I do like wrestling. Give it a rank. It wouldn't be my number one, you know, wouldn't be my number two, but wrestling has its spot in the pantheon of all the martial arts, you know. Definitely give it a C. Give it a C, you know, but with a C with a respect, you know. Chinese Kung Fu is awesome. You know, I haven't learned any. I used to wanted to learn Choi Li Fu. It was a Kung Fu style. I really was enjoying that when I was real young, but then I branched off from that to other things because life gets in the way. I've always wanted to learn Wing Chun, you know, always wanted to do that. You know, it's not even because of the Ip Man movies either. It's because I knew about that before the Ip Man movies came out. And I was like, oh, okay, because Bruce Lee was supposed to have learned under this, that, and the third, you know, as the story goes, you know. So, but when it comes to Kung Fu, whether it's one of the animals, dragon, tiger, leopard, you know, it's the tradition is what I've liked, and I've always liked Kung Fu because of its tradition, its sets, because it's Chinese, it's a wide stance kind of system, and which is cool. You know, practicality on streets, not too, you know, good with the stances and the flowery movements. I have a story because I remember I was at a tournament And one of the guys there, he was a Kung Fu guy, White Crane or something like that. And he was great when he was demonstrating his forms and the demonstration part, you know, when he was doing forms. He was amazing. He won gold, but then he wanted to go and spar. You know, he wanted to do full contact sparring, and he wanted to do it with that. And the dude ran over him. You know, the guy ran over him because he was a boxer, mixed martial artist. You know, these are practical things when you're sparring. Boom, 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 boom. You know. And that's where the tradition comes in. That's what's different. You know, there's tradition, and then there's, you got to build for today, you know? And for today is get them down in the fight, get the hell up out of there. So my man got ran over, but then I took him to the side because I was up next, and I was like, hey, don't worry, homie. Let me show you how it's done, you know? If I do, I'll definitely show y'all the tape of what I did to him, you know, when I showed him, you know. And the guy was like, okay, now I know I got to get back to the dojo. I got to get back to the lab. I was like, yes, you do. Because I've never done a lot of Kung Fu. I haven't, you know. So I want to reserve my ranking for that, you know, because I don't want to disrespect anybody's anything, you know. Like I said, disclaimer, my opinion, which is worth absolutely nothing. But because I'm a martial artist and I've been doing this for a better part of 20 plus years, you know, I like different styles. I love seeing people develop themselves, their character, their discipline, their self-confidence through martial arts, you know, because it's a great way to develop all of that, you know. Some people come in, they're scared and stuff. And then usually the kids, they come in and they're like, oh, I want to learn. It's the adults when you come in, they're like, oh, I know this and I know that. And, you know, I was like, if you know all that, why are you here? You know? I mean, you couldn't fight sleep, but you're telling me that you can throw fireballs, you know? You know, I'm learning to throw fireballs, but I'm still learning, see? You know, but I love kids because kids, they just want to learn. They're like, hey, teach me, Sensei, can teach me, you know? Oh, how do I, you know, do that bicycle kick from Mortal Kombat? You know? I was like, we're going to get there so you can show me, you know? So that's why I love my martial arts, you know? All right, hey, those are my martial arts. Those are my picks and favorites. You know I didn't list them all. I know I didn't list everything, you know, but these are the ones that in my tier, my opinion, you know. Hey, drop me a like, drop me a subscribe. Definitely drop some comments in there. I promise I will be hitting up the comments section. You know, life it is as it is. You know, thanks for watching. Kenpo Experience, baby.